Hi and welcome to Leitrim Daily. My name is Breifne Earley and you are listening to episode 103 of the podcast. Today we're going to be taking a look at the county finals that took place yesterday in Avant-Garde Park Sean McDermott. Ballinamore and Glencar Manor went head to head in the Connacht Gold Senior Football Championship, while the Smith Monumentals Intermediate Football Championship final took place between Leitrim Gaels and Drumkeerin. St. Joseph's were also in Gaelic football action in ladies football as they took on St. Nathies of Sligo in the Intermediate Football Championship final in the province of Connacht. We'll be looking back at all of those games later on. There was a Division 2 league final at home between Ballinaglera and Drumreilly, which was settled by a single point. More on that later in the show. We'll be looking at Longford Town's elimination from the playoffs in the SSE Electricity League, as well as Manor Rangers' winning record continuing in the Sligo Leitrim Super League. In rugby, Carrick started their home campaign in the Connacht Junior League. We'll be looking at how they got on against Our Ladies Boys Club of Galway, while Matthew Earley and his Sligo rugby teammates also played their first home All-Ireland League game of the season in Sligo on Saturday afternoon. In ladies soccer at under 17 level, Leitrim interest ended for the season with Muireann Devaney and Leah Fox as they were beaten 2-0 by a Galway side who have been rampant this season. We catch up with both girls later in the show. But it is, of course, Avant-Garde Park Sean McDermott where we start our proceedings for today. We're going to start with the senior county final, and it was a fantastic fixture between two of the form sides of the championship, and when all was said and done, it boiled down to a single point in the difference. An injury time free kick from man of the match and captain of Glencar Manor, Conor Dolan, saw them take the spoils. For the fifth time in 12 years, after the game, I caught up with some of the members of the Glencar Manorhamilton team and staff. First, I spoke to James Glancy. We also hear from Conor Dolan and team manager Shane Ward. James Glancy, it's been a while waiting for that number 5. How sweet is today?
It's just unbelievable, Breifne. I don't know what to say. Like, you do look on television and you listen on the radio to people in positions like this and you wonder what you just don't really know what they're saying. I don't know what to say. I'm literally lost for words. It's one of the best days of my life. Like, and my club means so much to me, and to be involved with this team, you do really. I spoke to Keelan McHugh after and I told him I know how he feels, and I was a long time waiting to try and get here again, and I'm just so happy, and I'm very disappointed for Ballinamore, but no more than ourselves. They'll have their day in the sun, and it's just I just can't put into words how happy I am personally for myself and for the group of players and our families that stuck by us, because we were wrote off numerous times, and I think today we come back and just over the years Shane and Kieran and Coco have brought us to an absolutely different level, that brought us out of levels into new levels, and out of that just not necessarily to a new level, but we were down in the dumps after last year's hammering, and there's nothing else that Mo will give us. We had trouble in our camp, but it's when you face adversity that you have to come out the right side of it, and that group of lads have given absolutely everything they have this year, and I've been privileged to wear the Manorhamilton jersey for 20 years, and I've won 4 championships before today, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that's the best Manorhamilton team that I've played on, and I'm just so proud for myself and for the team and for our club, because I just love my club.
4 championships back to back, up to 8 years ago. Did you think it would take another 8 years to get to number 5?
I never took any of my county championships for granted. I can say that hand on heart, but I did not think it would take as long. I will be honest. I thought we had a young team, but we got very lucky, and we did get very lucky to win 4 championships in a row. And it started off with a bit of luck with Ballinamore and Carrick and Shannon in 2008, with some fiasco that went on off the pitch with an ineligible player or something like that, and it got us. We were in a bad place at that time, and it got us to a different level with Desi McNulty and Eamon Devaney managing us, and it gave us a bit of time to get our act together. And we had that bit of luck with that, and it got our act together, and we were very lucky to beat St Mary's, Carrick and Shannon here with 2 late goals. And the train kept going, and luck is a big part to play in it. And again today, they had one or two opportunities that just went wide, and I think we were very prolific in front of the post with a lot of the lads, and a bit smarter. Maybe our experience might have shone through a little bit today.
2.5 minutes into injury time, you managed to get the ball in a scoring position, and you drew the foul exceptionally well. Were you aware that was that the kind of the idea? Let's kill this, kill the clock, get that scoreable free.
I didn't really know what was left in it, so I didn't. But I did what I had to do. I got the ball and I got an arm around my neck. You know what I mean? And when somebody puts in their arm, I'm a coach myself. If somebody does that, you're leaving yourself wide open. I did it myself down the other end, and we got punished, and our lads give away a lot of frees. And it was just lucky enough today. It was our day, and I'm just looking up and I'm going up the steps now. I was just absolutely delighted with it.
Well, I'm going to let you go and join your teammates. Congratulations again today.
Thank you very much, and delighted. Thank you.
Conor Dolan, Leitrim County champions, captain of the winning team, man of the match. Days don't really come much better than that, do they?
Look, it's kind of speechless. It's a special day. Look, it was a great team effort from all of us. We put the work in from, I suppose, late January, early February. We've worked really, really hard, and I suppose we're written off this year along with the last few years, but once you've self-belief in yourself and the players around you on the team, special things can happen. And I suppose we were probably written off again today, but we're very, very happy, and I'm extremely proud of the bunch of players.
How much did the sending off have on impact did it have on the game?
Yeah, well, a lot of the times lately you see sending offs that it's actually the team that loses the man is more up for it, and I think that happened for a while today because Ballinamore seemed to be battling back in the second half. They got back to 15 points apiece, I suppose, and we were lucky to get a free at the end. I don't know, I was involved in the thing on the sideline myself, but I don't know if it was a sending off or not, and I'm not going to comment on that. I thought overall Mark Guckian had a very good game.
In terms of your own performance, how did you feel it went for you today?
Look, of course, I'm happy to pick up man of the match. It's great, but it's not about me, and that's what this has been about all year. It's about a good team effort, And there was a lot of talk about two groups, a team that a bunch of players that had won 4 championships, and a middle group ourselves that hadn't won any. But the bond between this year that came together was really, really good. And we knew today coming in we had great belief in ourselves, and we're very, very happy to have the Fianna Cup back in Manorhamilton.
You really do like making it a spectacle, though, because you were 4 points up with a handful of minutes to go, and yet you only had to score a point in injury time to win it. What is it about that Ballinamore team that they wouldn't just die?
As I said they're Ballinamore, a great team, and as I said in the speech, it's when they're going to win one, not if. That's a special bunch of players they have too. They've been knocking on the door the last few years. Since they won the intermediate and came up, they've challenged for the senior title. We've come up against them the last few years, and we knew there was going to be the same today, that there was going to be no more than a kick of a ball in it, and that's exactly what it was. I'm sure this Ballinamore team is going to be very successful in the future years.
Connacht Club Championship rolls around now. How much do you care? Is it just party central now for the next couple of days?
I don't know if it's party central. I will enjoy tonight, I suppose, and tomorrow, but I haven't even looked to the Connacht Club, to be honest. I don't even know who we're playing, but I think we'll knuckle down after a few days to get back to it, and we're representing Leitrim now, so you want to do your best for Leitrim as well, so we'll knuckle down and we'll take on whoever we have to play, and hopefully we can put it up to them.
Well, listen, congratulations today. Great game, great performance, and massive congratulations.
Breifne, pleasure as always. Thank you.
Shane Ward, mission accomplished.
Yeah, we set out to do it, and we did it. Thank God for that, because it was an emotional roller coaster the last couple of weeks.
Let's talk about the game today a little bit. Bright start, only one wide in the entire first half, but unfortunately red card after a bit of a schmozzle on the sideline.
Yeah, I didn't actually see it, but there was. I think it was literally a schmozzle, and I suppose we're just hoping that we come out the right side of it. I didn't see what happened, and I was praying that it wasn't us that ended up with that red card.
What was your thoughts on the game overall?
I thought it was a really, really good game of football. I knew what Ballinamore would bring, and I knew it wouldn't be simple. And when we went 5-1 down to start the first half, I thought, they looked really, really comfortable, and they were running the ball through the hands very well, which we expect them to do. But I can't take away from how the boys in the field organised themselves to stop that happening. I was really impressed about that, and I often question them on that, of why they took so long to respond to the opposition. And they responded very well. We turned over 2 or 3 balls in our 45, we broke away, got 5-3, then went 5-5, and then went 6-5 up, and from there I thought the boys at times could have done better, but by Jesus they showed great character.
Where do you go from here? What's the plan for the next couple of days? Celebrate for a few days and then maybe one eye on the Connacht Club?
I did speak to the boys briefly when we met 2 years ago about it, and set the standards high I was met with some some smirks in the room, but I'll tell you, those guys have the ingredients. If they want to go on and contest in Connacht, they can with every right. And I think, I think it's time. I think it's time, because there's guys there 25, 26, 28 that would have been 18 or 19 the last time they were in a Connacht Championship game, and that was, a big ask. But now they've come of age, I think that they have the ingredients to go and try and push on.
That Ballinamore side, plenty of scope for improvement in the future, and do you think there's a senior title in them in the next few years?
I have huge respect for those guys. I remember beating them in the league final last year, and we had beaten them once or twice in the championship that time, where they brought us to a replay. And I went to the rest of them after the game, and I said full respect for you. It's unfortunate that we had to beat you, but I think there's a young team there, and I think that they are very, very good footballers. They just need that stroke of luck that maybe we got today.
Listen, congratulations. It's been great fun chatting to you all year and following your progress. Well deserved, and congratulations on another county championship for Manorhamilton.
Thank you.
I also spoke to Ballinamore manager Tom Corrigan, who spoke of his disappointment at the dismissal of Donald Feely in the first half. Tom Corrigan, disappointing end to the championship season for you?
Very disappointed. We give it everything there today. We got a serious injustice done against us with the sending off there before half time. It was wrong. It was a wrong call, but proud of the boys the way they responded to it. They were magnificent, and fought very hard. Deserved at least to get a draw out of that game there today, but not to be. So very disappointing. 14
men for over half the game, but yet when it rolled down to 60 minutes, you were in the melting pot on level terms with Manorhamilton.
Yeah, the character we showed in the second half was absolutely brilliant, and the lads knew that there was an injustice done at half time, and it left them very highly motivated to go out and turn in a big performance. And I could never be as proud of a group as I was of them boys. They were brilliant all through that second half, and I thought the free at the very end was a harsh call against us as well. So that was disappointing. But these lads are young, and I'm sure they'll bounce back.
In terms of the game itself, where do Ballinamore go from here?
They'll take a lot of positives out of that today, and you would say that if with another referee we could have won that game today. So that call was massive turning point in the game, and it was a wrong call. And Ballinamore are on the way up. They'll take this one on the chin, but they'll bounce back stronger. There's no doubt about that. They're a young side, a lot of talent in it, and on any day we go out, if we get justice, we'll never be far away.
You're mixing your metaphors there between they and we. Where do you stand yourself in your own position?
I'm the Ballinamore manager.
At intermediate level, Leitrim Gaels and Drumkeerin locked horns in what would be the first win for either of these teams at that particular level. It was Leitrim Gaels who overcame the demons of 2 years ago to win the game with a 4-point margin on a scoreline of 1-8 to 7 points. A Jack Flynn goal in the dying moments of the first half proved to be the bulk of the margin of victory, and the Leitrim Gaels men managed to hold off to the end of the game to take their first historic final and to join their senior championship status to go with their Division 1 league status that they managed to retain this year. Drumkeerin will have to wait another year to end that. That's 4 intermediate defeats they've had in the last 11 years. After the game, I caught up with Brendan Flynn, who produced a fantastic save late in the game to keep Drumkeerin at bay. Their manager, Mal Guckian, as well as the club chairman, Mark Chandler. Brendan Flynn, how does it feel to be an intermediate champion in Leitrim?
To be honest, it's absolutely brilliant. We set a stall out at the start of the year. We wanted to, I think Mal said a thing, we wanted to stay in Division 1, which we done. And then our goal wasn't even to win the intermediate. Because we messed it up last year, our goal was to get back to a county final. We know we've the best players. We see ourselves in training. We've unbelievable players. These lads don't even know how good they are. I honestly don't think they do know how good they are. And to be quite honest, I do think the sky's the limit for this team. They're a brilliant bunch of lads. I'd die for these lads. Me and the brother would die for these lads. It's a joy coming home for training. It's a joy to be around the setup. The two managers, Shane and Mal, they've been a joy to work with. Mal's been with us their 3rd year, and because Shane just changed a few things up, got us playing probably the style of football we want to be playing. Because you've probably seen out there, you've seen it throughout this year, we 4s that will kill anyone in Leitrim. They'll kill anyone they come up against. They just can't stick with the pace. So it's just great to finally get over the line. We lost last year in a semi-final, and then we lost the year before in a final. So there was a lot of hurt, and then today just just made everything worthwhile. So all the dedication, everything that's happened in everyone's lives or whatever, I think this just makes things a lot better, and a lot of the effort that was put in is definitely worth what happened today. So
Yourself, you have experience of senior championship before. You've in a unique situation in Gaelic terms of having played for a senior club and transferring into Leitrim Gaels. How do you feel Leitrim Gaels will be prepared for that senior championship next year?
Anyone that wants my senior medal, they can have it, trust me. I personally think we're well equipped. Probably just the thing is, like, there can be times where we let ourselves down. It could be just attitude, or we mightn't have just applied ourselves rightly. But this team can go places. Like, we know, like, don't get me wrong, there's a few intermediate teams that are well able to stay in Division 1. We're definitely one of them, and today we just proved we're the best team, the intermediate team this year. Could have been the best two teams last year either. So I personally think even this year, even in the league, we stayed up. So we're definitely well equipped. The lads are a serious bunch of lads. They're great footballers, and to be honest, I don't think enough people know that around the county, how good these lads are, and they're a joy to be with.
Well, listen, congratulations today. Enjoy the celebrations.
Will do, don't worry about that.
I hope you have tomorrow off work.
Oh, I do. I have the whole week. I'm not back work until the 22nd, so it's good. Come here, Breifne. Thank you.
Well done,
Cheers,
well done.
thank you.
Mal Guckian, we've been chatting on and off probably since the first week we started the podcast. Back then, I suppose winning an intermediate championship was a dream, but one that's come true today. You must be delighted.
Yeah, Breifne, delighted to get that status that we worked so hard for. Was we wanted to be in senior championship football, and it was an awful lot of hard work, and as did every other team in the intermediate championship. Like, you know, it's there. As I said before, it's one of the hardest championships to win at any county. So for us to get there today, we're happy out.
What was the emotions going through the head today as the game started? Because you started so brightly, but just couldn't seem to take those goal chances early on. That might have even killed the game in the first 10-15 minutes. Yeah,
our game plan started and started pretty well, and the lads were playing pretty well. Then it seemed after 10 or 15 minutes, it was kind of going disarray a little bit, where there was pot shots been taken, a lot of wides, decisions weren't going the right way. Like, you know, fellas kind of getting overhead themselves. But one thing I'll say about them, like, you're going to get the patches that in games, and the lads themselves turned it full turn and were able to bring it back on board. Like, you know, so the goal before half time was a monumental time to get it as well.
How have you been coping this week? Because you've had songs written about you, your face is all over the village on posters as you're coming into and out of the village. How has that been from your point of view?
Lucky enough, I was busy at work all week, so I was on the road a lot, and I was trying to get back for trainings and whatnot, but I was everywhere and anywhere, bar probably around the village, so I probably missed out on a lot of it. And even up early this morning, just doing what we had to do and just chilling and hanging out. Like, so it wasn't too stressful on me now.
In terms of the future for Leitrim Gaels, obviously, will you be taking them into that senior championship next year? Is that the plan?
Oh, I tell you, Breifne, I didn't even think any further than today. That's all I was thinking, coming out playing another game, preparing for it and the whole lot. Lads, they're going to enjoy this week, and deservedly so. And then there's Connacht Championship then in 3 weeks' time. So I'd love to see the lads get focused and give it kind of a right rattle at that. I don't see why not. I don't see why any Leitrim team in any the intermediate, senior, junior can't do well in Connacht, like, you know, because a lot of work is there. You can see the underage levels. I do a bit of ref, and you can see all the underage levels, under 15s, 13s, 17s within the county. I think they've come up tenfold even the last couple of years with what the county board have put in place.
In terms of that Connacht Championship, you face Roscommon opposition, I think, in the quarter-final in 3 weeks' time, in a Leitrim venue, I believe, although that probably needs to be confirmed. What would be the ambition in that competition?
Probably like this. It'll take it one game at a time. You know, it's a whole different new surroundings. It's a different era altogether. Like, you know, for winning the intermediate championship, you have that reward that you're representing your county and your club in the Connacht setup. So it'll be just taking that one game. Whoever we're meeting.
Well, listen, Mal, you met Drumkeerin today. You came out on the right side after 2 attempts in previous finals. Leitrim Gaels 2019 Intermediate Champions. It's got a nice ring to it.
I like it. Say it all you want, Breifne. Keep repeating it.
Well, listen, it'll be repeated a couple of times tonight in Donlands and Carty's and all the different hostilleries.
But I do want to say hard luck, Drumkeerin. Like, we've been here before, as well as Drumkeerin, and it's a horrible feeling. And on the pitch afterwards and in that dressing room when you go in, because everything that you've worked so hard for, you just see it kind of going down the drain in one game. But to credit to them, I thought they played brilliant football today. I thought they're a good team and there's some fabulous players as well.
Mark Chandler, chairman of Leitrim Gael. It's been a long road since you got involved and took on that position a couple of years ago. Yeah. It's just this was the plan, and you said at the time people thought you were a little bit crazy, but you must be delighted now.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The lads worked hard. I was hoping 2 years ago we got beat by a point last year. Fina took us in the semi, and Mal and I had sat down and we said we've got to make it happen this year, and the game wasn't the prettiest. We didn't do ourselves any favours in the first half, but we won. That's all that matters now. We won.
How important is this to a club like Leitrim Gaels?
For me, given where we want to take the club, it's fantastic. And also with the changes that are happening with 3 senior teams going down next year, but now we're going to rattle the senior championship, senior league. We're where we want to be, up with the big boys, and maybe now people will start taking notice of us.
Youngest club active in the county at the moment, only 22 years old. I think people didn't really expect this maybe 20 years ago to see Leitrim Gaels playing senior football. It's been a meteoric rise, really, even though it's taken 20 plus years. It's been just a roller coaster for the club.
Yeah, when you look back to the guys in '97 who started all this, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today. And then I've been fortunate to be in the club the last 13 years, and we've been Division 5, 4, 3, 2, and now in senior. We won the Junior B, the Junior A, and now we've won the Intermediate. And it is phenomenal. I'm not sure there's too many clubs around that can say that we've won. And you got to feel for Drumkeerin. They've 34 years. They were hoping to make it a historic day for them, and now they've got to wait another year to give it another go. And 34 years is a long wait, and we're only 22 years at it, so it is pretty phenomenal.
Listen, Mark, enjoy the celebrations.
Oh, we'll have 1 or 2, and hopefully we'll be all right in the village for the next couple of days. Thanks.
I hope you have tomorrow off work.
I've got the next couple of days, mate. But thanks very much, and appreciate all the time.
On the other side of the coin, I also caught up with Drumkeirin's manager, Francis Davitt, who expressed his disappointment at how the game transpired. Francis Davitt, you must be disappointed after that.
Yeah, look, we came up here to win this game, so we are definitely disappointed to have lost. I think we have to, I suppose, accept that we didn't, we didn't execute, I suppose, and we weren't as sharp as we'd like to have been in significant patches of play during the game. Leitrim Gaels came out. They were the better team on the day, and they deserve their win. And best luck to them, and for them to enjoy their celebrations. And they've worked hard over the last couple of years to get where they've got to today. So look, we take our hats off to them, and we wish them the best.
They started very brightly but didn't take their chances and left you with opportunities to get back in the game. There was only a point or two in it approaching half time when they got that killer punch of a goal just before the break. What was going through your mind at that point when you were kind of in the game towards the end of the first half?
Yeah, that goal came against the run play. We probably had our better, I suppose, period of play in the first half. In the second half of the first half, we call it. I think the scores were 4-3 at the time. Look, we would have been happy to have got into the dressing room at 4-3 because we hadn't played particularly well. We could have got reset. That was a 4-point swing. We didn't close that 4-point swing for the rest of the game, so it was a big score.
Despite probably not being the better team, to be fair, you had your chances and a couple of poor wides. To be fair, both teams missed a lot of chances, but will you look back at the game and say maybe we could have had better chances here to take a win?
Look, I don't look back with any regrets, and I hope our boys don't either. I suppose we want to play the game that we get on the front foot, and we want to play the game that you play it as you see it, and you have to accept the cards as they fall then, I suppose, after that. So look, when you get beaten, there's always things that you look back and maybe reconsider, and maybe sometimes those things get overthought. Look, today is Leitrim Gaels' day. They took their chances when they came to them, and they deserve their win. Simple as that.
Where do Drumkeerin go from here?
Back to Drumkeerin this evening, I suppose. Look, you'll have to just lick our wounds and see where we are over the next couple of hours and days and weeks. I hope all these boys will get back up on the horse next year again, and I hope they'll all continue playing, and I hope they'll stick at it and learn from today, and become better people and players and I suppose footballers and grow. That's the hope is in here.
It's a hard luck today, and the very best luck with whatever comes down in the road in the future with Drumkeerin.
Okay, thanks, Breifne.
As I mentioned at the very top of the show, today's show is brought to you in association with the Dublin branch of the Leitrim GAA Supporters Club. And I would like to mention an initiative that they're involved in that I feel will interest some of the listeners to this show. If you haven't already supported the Leitrim Wall fundraising drive, there is a final opportunity to do so. There is a third additional wall now being required, such has been the demand for the remaining bricks on offer at the Centre of Excellence in Anaduff. There is a strict deadline on the third additional wall, and that is October the 25th. All bricks ordered by that date will be on the wall by Christmas. So you can buy them online at leitrimwall.com or simply by calling into the Centre of Excellence the next time you're passing through Anaduff, or give Brian Blake a call at 087 2046 177. And his email address is leitrimgaa.coe@gmail.com. You can get a variety of sizes, and I know some people have already been fantastically supportive of this, but it is a last opportunity to really help Leitrim GAA fund what will be the venue for the future plans of football in the county. Thank you so much again to the Dublin branch of the Leitrim GAA Supporters Club for their support of today's show. It is greatly appreciated. In ladies football, the Connacht Intermediate final took place yesterday afternoon at 3 p.m. in Ballyhaunis between St. Joseph's of Havas and Carrigallen and St. Nathan's of Sligo. Despite taking the lead early in the second half through a Carmel McGovern penalty, it wasn't to be for the Leitrim side. They were beaten on a scoreline of 113 to 1-8 to end their championship season, but they will be delighted with the progress that they've made in that Connacht Club Championship. There was also some action here in Leitrim League competitions. The Division 2 final took place on Saturday afternoon between Ballinaglera and Drumreilly, and it showed that the senior experience just paid off for Drumreilly with a 1-point victory, 113 to 3-6 over the North Leitrim side. At under 15 level, in Division 1 there were wins for McDermott the Gaels, Glencar Manor and St Mary's, while St Joseph's, Mull and Anaduff all had victories at Division 2 in that under 15 championship. There's 4 rounds played in that competition so far, with 2 more to be played before the final stages kick in. In rugby, Carrick Rugby Club got their season up and running with a 12-0 victory at home against our ladies boys of Galway yesterday afternoon. Tries from Dennis McCaffrey and Keith Crossan and a conversion from Keith O'Neill saw them win out on a 12-0 scoreline. Congratulations to everybody involved in Carrick Rugby Club. And as the sole rugby club in the county, we are looking forward to featuring more of them as their season progresses. There was, of course, Leitrim interest in the All-Ireland League over the weekend, with Sligo Rugby's Matthew Earley of Leitrim Village taking to the field as a second-half substitute in their 45 to 14 points victory over Belfast Harlequins in Division 2B of the All-Ireland League. In soccer, a season-ending penalty defeat saw Longford crash out of the promotion playoffs in the SSE Airtricity League First Division. They drew 1-1 on the night, and Aaron Dobbs' equaliser just before half-time, cancelling out an early strike for Cabinteely, but unfortunately a 3-1 defeat on penalties after extra time saw Longford beaten and Cabinteely progress to play Drogheda in the next stage of those qualifiers for promotion into the Premier Division of the SSE Airtricity League. A very disappointing night for everybody associated with Longford Town on the night. In junior football, Manor Rangers were in action yesterday morning, and they had 2 Robbie Cunningham strikes to thank when they had a 2-1 victory away to Ahana Celtic in the Sligo Leitrim League Super League. Finally, in ladies soccer, Leitrim interest in the underage Women's National League ended this weekend. A 2-0 defeat for Sligo Rovers under 17 girls against Galway Women's FC in Eamon Park in Terryland in Galway was enough to end their season. Leah Fox and Muireann Devaney, both members of that squad this season, and I caught up with both of the girls yesterday at the Gaelic match when they were watching Glencar Manor take home the championship. I took the opportunity to have a few words with them about their season, how they got on in the game yesterday, and what they've learned from their season at National League level.
Leah Fox, disappointing way to end your season, losing the semi-final to Galway.
Yeah, obviously really so disappointing. I thought we played quite well, just it was kind of 2 sloppy goals, kind of set pieces, and it was a second ball and we just didn't get to them quick enough. Yeah, it's really disappointing, but we had a great year because we got to 2 semi-finals and it's only the second year Sligo Rovers had an under-17 team, so I think it's a big achievement and we're all really proud.
How much did you enjoy the year? What did you learn out of it?
It was really enjoyable playing from players obviously like me and Muireann from Leitrim and all the girls from Sligo and a few from Mayo too, so there's a lot of friendships there and I'm sure we'll take them forward in life too. And I suppose playing against really high quality players every week, it's bound to make you a better player, so it's always a positive.
You do of course have Gaelic games to fall back on, but what next for you in the soccer jersey, or is there a senior team that you can progress to?
No, not at the minute, but I think they're trying to find a millionaire that can help them set up Sligo Rovers Ladies. But yeah, it'd be great. Hopefully now in a year or two, it'd be great. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, listen, well done on completing the season and 2 semi-finals. Obviously, not to be sniffed at. The very best of luck in whatever it is you do in soccer, and of course, obviously, with Glencar Manor or Leitrim in the future.
Yeah, up Glencar Manor.
Muireann Devaney, we've already spoken to Leah Fox about the game yesterday. Disappointing way to end your season.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. I think we went in confident. We thought we'd be able to put it up a little bit better than we did probably, but sure, we'll prepare for next year and hopefully we can do the business next year.
How have you found your first full season at National League level?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Step up has been a bit tougher than I probably thought, but yeah, it's been great. I think the girls have put everybody through their pace and pushed everybody to their limits, and yeah, it brought everybody on leaps and bounds.
You have been one of the more pivotal players on that team, but how has that jump been going from where you pretty much dominated games up to now to this season where everybody's of a more or less an equal standard? You've still shone and scored loads of goals and been a vital player in that team, but why has that been such a big gap that you've crossed?
I think we've all kind of been on the same level. I don't think I was any way ahead of anybody else on the team. I think everybody worked hard and showed that they were well able to be there, and that's where they should have been, playing at National League level. And yeah, I think we worked well together and nobody really stood out more than anybody else.
What's your goals for the next 12 months? Obviously, disappointment in the county final here against St Joseph's a couple of weeks ago. What's the plan for next year? You're with Sligo Rovers 17s and back with Manorhamilton as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll be looking to put some things straight next year. We'll be definitely back, hopefully in the county final. That's our aim anyway, and hopefully third time lucky, I guess.
Listen, congratulations on a very successful season with Sligo. 2 semi-finals, not to be sniffed at. International caps at competitive level for the first time. So it's been a good 12 months for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a great 12 months, and hopefully next year will be a bit better than this year.
And that, folks, is all we have time for today. It has been a busy weekend of GAA. There are, of course, some league finals still to be played in the county, including the Division 1 league final, while also the Junior and Junior B Championship finals will be held in the coming weeks. We will be previewing them as they come up. We are always happy to hear from any of our sports clubs in the county that would like their activities featured on the show. Please let us know. We would love to have as wide a range as possible of sports on the show. Get in touch. You can find us on any of the social medias at Leitrim Daily, or simply by dropping us an email, info@leitrimdaily.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much to the Dublin branch of the Leitrim GAA Supporters Club who supported this particular episode of the show, looking back at the county final. Thank you to Eamon Degnan and his committee for their continued support, and we have enjoyed covering the county championships. We still haven't quite finished those junior games are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Breifne Earley, and I will be back tomorrow with another GAA themed show. It's actually going to be a look behind the scenes on county final day and how everything ticks unseen that you don't know about, that makes sure that 3,000 to 3,500 people can safely come and watch a game and go home with no incidents. And you're going to hear all about that tomorrow. Talk to you then.